going to Player Cup 3, I think a lot of people are thriving for like really wanting content, but it's really about being smart with your keys. If you are tilted, if you are losing, take a break. Like, just sitting there grinding out losses is not the way to go. Like, if you really want to compete, like, you got to understand that you're not playing at your best right now. Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to Faded Town, #1 Pokemon podcast in the world. These are facts. Look them up in a book. Google them. Pokestats them. Whatever you gotta do. Limitless. I'm sure there's a tournament. There's a tournament. Go watch the Faded Town Invitational. Yeah. It's actually the best tournament that's ever been done in Pokemon, and that's underrated that no one's watched. So that's a problem. Rahul doesn't want you to watch it because he fucking blundered in it super hard.
I did blunder hard.
He didn't do that bad.
Oh, no, I had game. I should have won the event. I missed the Pedro. Yeah, I had game. Mm-hmm. That was when I was in my super rusty phase.
Funny. I remember in the Discord, Pedro was like, "Rahul, you are the best." In all caps.
I was so tilted because Pedro just like kept spamming emotes, and I like.
Oh my God.
I like went full idiot.
Yeah, That's pretty bad. But yeah, anyways, we'll move past that. It's a Pokemon breakdown. We're moving it to Fridays, I guess. I don't know. Pokemon keeps putting out news on Thursdays, which like really cooks us because we're about to talk about leaks that happened last Thursday. That like everyone and their mother has already talked about, and like. Even us, we're like, oh, that we even forgot that wasn't already talked about. That's how it's cooking us. So we're probably gonna move it to Fridays. It actually works better for our schedules, anyways. So we'll break down standard. We have Player Cup like around the corner, so we'll probably give you what the best play is for that by looking at what did well in standard this few weeks and what the deck lists look like, and most people that you're going to play against are probably going to net deck, so we're going to give you some good info here. We have kind of sponsor thing going. GG Tour tournaments on Limitless are they're cash tournaments. Some are free, some cost money. But
there's one this weekend.
Yeah, there's a 3K this weekend, which is like the biggest one that I think they've done. So you can use the code Faded2 and get a discount on it. It's like there's no reason not to use codes. I think there's a lot of codes out there, but ours is the best.
I'll sign up for this one too because I signed up last time, but I did not wake up in time, so we'll try again.
I signed up last time. I played. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So very well run event. Definitely would recommend.
Yeah, I think it's dope. I'll leave links and the code down below. And I think the code's going to be good for every single one. So going forward, anytime you have to play in a GG Tour one, use the code. Like, saves you money. There's no reason not to use the code. So we're going to break down standard. We're going to break down expanded, which is always short, but we'll talk leaks. There's some VGC, TCG thing happening, I think Saturday or Sunday, something like that.
Saturday, yeah. I think it's 2-day event.
Yeah. We'll touch that. Let me do the quick shout out to the guy, the one person who left a review on iTunes, which is dope. Keep doing this, guys. I know I ask every week, but again, if you leave a comment or a review on iTunes, like you leave a review on iTunes, you're like 99.9% chance gonna get on the podcast because there's only like 5. So, and I really enjoy these. This week we had Max Leedy. He said it's a busted podcast. Left me a 5-star review. I mean, that's all it is, man. People would say, like, this is what we do out here. People know this is busted. Like, we're going to give you the best content. And just leave a little review, and you can end up on the podcast, too. That's simple. But let's jump into it. Let's jump into standard. We had We said a lot of people didn't like playing Eternatus, and I guess there people are listening like, what are you talking about, guys? What are you talking about? We're gonna go on like a six tournament win streak this week with Eternatus. We also seen Luke Metal do really well. ADP's doing well. Cinescorch won something too. So, but mostly Eternatus. I think Eternatus is the biggest improvement, I guess, on a deck where we see a lot more people playing it. Do you think going into Player Cup 3 that Eternatus is a great pick?
I can start off. I think it's a fine pick. It's always been the same deck in my eyes. I don't really think Eternatus' place in the metagame ever changes. I think that it gets destroyed by Luke Metal. It has about an even matchup versus ADP, and then it beats Cinescorch and the Blacephalon. There might be another meta deck that I'm forgetting that Eternatus is a good matchup too. But it's kind of always been there in the meta in my eyes. I don't really think it changes, so its position is just dependent on the other decks, mainly Luke Metal. If there's not very much Luke Metal, E-Turn's a pretty good play. If Luke Metal's hot, then you really don't want to touch it. So I think it's okay. I mean, you probably will get a decent amount of points with the deck. You'll dodge Luke Metal, hopefully enough for you to win. But I think it's really just going to be, you need to test the waters and see what people are playing for these 8-mans before you pick the E-Turn.
Okay. Yeah, completely agree with Isaiah. Because, like, if you're playing at a time where, like, people are queuing up Cinescorch and stuff like that, you probably want to queue Eternatus just to, like, counter snipe. But if you're playing, like, into a field where, like, Luke Metal is really hot at the time you're playing, then you just probably want to shelf it. But it's definitely, like, a very, like, middle of the pack, consistent. You know what it brings to the table. You know what Eternatus is going to do every game. It's built to do that. So you have to approach Players Cup 3 not like you would an actual Pokemon tournament, but how you'd approach something like a Hearthstone ladder, where you have to, like, test the waters of the ladder and then kind of see how it's evolving and where people are going with it, and then play your thing. Because, like, if you're playing at a time like the middle of the day, like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern, there's probably going to be a lot of people playing their keys. But if you're playing at like 2 a.m., you probably know who's on and what they're playing.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's not talked about a lot. I think a lot of people don't talk about how you have so much freedom to play your games when you want to play. Is it a strategy to be wise when you play your games?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, some people don't have a choice. Like, if you're off, you gotta work in the morning or something. But, like, if you got the choice, like, I don't know. I kind of recommend playing later at night.
I played a bunch of my keys, my, like, last half of my keys at like 3 a.m. ish, because, like, I just couldn't sleep for a little bit of time. So, like, Nico would wake up in Germany, and then he'd get on Discord, and then he'd start harassing me as usual, and then he'd be like, stream Pokemon for me, and I'd be like, okay, and then we'd just play like a tournament, and I'd be like, I'll play until I lose, and then I'd keep, like, winning tournaments, and I'd be like, I hate this.
God, you guys sound like a cute couple. Stream Pokemon for me, dude. Please.
We're adorable.
Please.
Turn on face cam for me.
Oh, gosh. But, yeah, I think I'm with you guys. Eternatus has always done pretty much the same thing. The list, when I look at the list, they look pretty much the same. Nothing's, like, sticking out. I don't like the poison list that has been played before, but it is what it is. I think you could play either one and find success.
Yeah, there's actually a new list that has been played. It plays 4 Energy Spinner and 4 Pokemon Catcher and 4 Yveltal.
Kind of spicy.
Really?
A bunch of other cards. So
what's the Yveltal?
The theory is free retreat. That's all it has. But it has free retreat. So I'm pretty sure they go second every game, and then they have 4 spinners. They have a lot of Outstep Darkness energy, and they try to turbo excel an extra energy on the board.
Okay.
Because they have the free retreat with Yveltal, and then obviously a lot more Outstep energy, and spinner gets them 2 at once. So they can easily pull off the turn 1 power accelerator, I think it is. So,
that's actually super smart.
Yeah.
I think a lot of decks are adapting to that, because you've seen, like, ADPs, like, I'm trying to get turn 1 alter creation, and
it's kind of like a dodging the hammer. Like remember we talked about how, like, hammer like no one has taken time to like explore ways to deal with hammer, and it might not be like a foolproof strategy because you can't really deal with a 50-50 coin flip all the time.
Yeah.
But like this is like a kind of like scuffed strategy to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you don't and you get hammered, you're in trouble. You know, that's 2 turns. You have to attach twice to do anything, but if you land that, if you do get the 2 energies that 1 turn, you're golden. I think like it'd be really hard for hammers to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Luke Metal. I think on this podcast we've talked a lot about Luke Metal actually being one of the most toxic decks and the real problem in the meta, and that people don't really talk about it, and it always does well. It has really good matchup. What's its worst matchup? Just Cinescorch? Other than that, like, what's the problem? Like, I guess anything fire, right? But it does have outs. So, what are you guys' thoughts on Luke Metal?
I think ADP is a little bit unfavored. Maybe it's even with hammers. That matchup's really close, so I could see that going either way. But one thing that's been interesting is Luke Metal has been playing Stealthy Hood, and I was so confused. It took me forever to find out why they played Stealthy Hood. But they play it so that the Giratina can't discard your coding energy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cinescorch really hates Luke Metal, so even though they hit them for weakness, Scorch players have been playing Giratina in their deck so they can try to extra beat the Luke Metals. And now they're playing the Hoods to try to counter that. So I personally don't know how much Hood actually helps because you can't search it, and the deck doesn't draw very many cards. So I think you have to get kind of lucky to get the coding energy and the Hood exactly when you need it. But that was just kind of a cool innovation I saw in the decks. So yeah, I mean it's got a bad fire matchup and okay ADP matchup, but otherwise it should be pretty good around the board. Like before, nothing much has changed with the deck. I think people are just playing it more. I also think that it doesn't have a good Decidueye matchup because they just put up if they play Obstagoon, then you have a bad matchup. So that's another one.
I think like because we can talk Decidueye. I always just think if you don't tech for Decidueye, you have a bad matchup. Like because like if they play Aegislash in their deck, they will never lose to it. They just won't lose to it because Aegislash is so just anti Decidueye. It's insane. It's like resistant. It one shots it. It's like such a problem. But if you do look at the top decks, because I did scan them, and this is what I like the strategy. Because I haven't played a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and like say I'm fucking diving headfirst into this crappy format. But going into this, I think I've said this a lot. I'm gonna look at what's done well in the week going up to Player Cup 3. I'm gonna look at those lists. If they're not teching for Decidueye, it's a good place to start. I think like if you just start playing that, and like you guys said, fill out what your tournaments look like, and if you're just getting free wins off Decidueye, honestly, there's no reason not to play it until you just consistently start losing. Then it's like, okay, all right, everyone decided to tech for it, but it's a I don't know because it's so easy to beat Decidueye. One card just beats it, so it's tough. Like it's a hard decision. Other than that, like ADP's doing well. I think ADP's always. If I had to recommend a deck to someone, if you want to win and be successful, I think ADP always gives you a good chance. There's not anything that's like there's no fairies that are just one-shotting you turn 1, and there's nothing that just dominates you. So I always recommend ADP. What do you guys? I know Radner loves ADP. And I think he's the only person in Pokemon history to like ADP. But what are you guys' thoughts on that?
That's safe. That's smart.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's a good deck, so cannot go wrong if you recommend it to someone.
All right. If you look at the tournaments, there's a lot less Pikarom. Why? Is people just tired of playing it, or did it get worse? Did decks get better, or?
I don't really think we can analyze it that much. I don't know. It's just like like deck counts just go up and down. People have decks they like week to week basis. You know, people are really hype on one deck and then they just drop in and play a different deck, and that's just kind of that cycle. So I don't think like this would kind of be like analyzing the meta of every League Cup, which
is hard.
So I think that you can look over a few weeks trends if there's anything like surprising trends like you said, like E-Turn being really big lately and Luke Metal as well being really big lately, but I don't think less Pikarom means very much, except for that people are just picking up other decks like Luke Metal and E-Turn. So I don't think it got any worse, at least.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I think going into Player Cup 3, those are like the best decisions. You can play E-Turn, which is like super consistent, especially that version Bradner was talking about, and you can play Luke Metal, which is gonna give you almost 50-50s other than like fire. Decidueye's a good call if your tournaments aren't attacking for it, and then if all else fails, just start playing ADP until you lose. Like plain simple, I think.
You won't lose very much.
Yeah, you won't lose very much. Yeah.
No, just and like you can always go down below. I'd leave lists of resources of people. Limitless has tournaments like every day that all the lists on those tournaments are available. So if you have no clue what you want to play, or you don't think you can build a good deck, there's tons of lists for you guys to look at. And that's where most people go. Like if you're gonna look, and if you're thinking of playing in the Players Cup 3 and you're going like, well, I don't even know what I'm gonna play against, like go to these tournaments. Like most people are looking at these tournaments, copying those lists and playing them in your 8-man. So like you face a Eternatus and you see two Evoltol, you can almost just look at that 60 and go, okay, this is probably what they're playing exactly. So you have a better chance of winning these games, because that slight edge of knowing exactly what is in people's decks is very good. If we move over to expanded, we've seen there's one tournament, Center Course 1, and then
that was weird.
But there's 4 like stall decks in the top 8 that I think are all the same almost, and I don't know if that's a problem because it didn't win. Yeah. If you guys look, if it looks pretty weird. There's a lot. It's like a toolbox one.
Do you remember? I don't know if you know that guy. Oh, John Mastohi or whatever his last name was.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played this kind of style at multiple regionals, and he top 8'd Collinsville with it. I played him there. So this is kind of his style of deck where he plays the Pyroar, the Ninja Boy. He has all these walls, but he doesn't just try to wall you out because he can't really do that. He tries to kill your threats, but very weird style of doll deck, but it's like inspired by him. I
mean, success. Like 4 in the top 8. I know it didn't win, and it didn't do well in top 8, but it's something, if you are into expanded, it's something to look at. Expanded changes every week. It's insane. I think every time we talk about it, it's like different decks. So like when you do see something like 4 of the same deck in the top 8, a lot of people want to jump to the conclusion like, oh god, that's broken, but just give it time. Give it time. Expanded has too many cards to counter stuff that decks don't last that long. They just don't.
There's actually 5 of it in the top 8.
5? Oh gosh.
One of them was a little bit different.
A little bit, but it's still the same.
He plays Lightning Energy and Circuitry, which the others don't play. But everything else about the deck is the same. It's the same Pyro or Lugia deck.
Which is, I mean, it is what it is. I don't like those numbers are so skewed because how many people are actually playing in that tournament, and how many people are practicing it. Like,
I mean, Stall is obviously a very, very good deck, but it isn't winning, so there is ways to beat it.
Yeah, there's ways to get around it. So, I just can't wait till we have actually a serious expanded tournament, which who knows? Who knows when we'll ever have that again? Pokemon would have to commit something to it, but I just don't think they want to.
I agree.
It's just, I think we've had that discussion. We know. Let's look at. That's pretty much it. Like going to the Player Cup 3, I think a lot of people are thriving for like really wanting content, but it's really about being smart with your keys. If you are tilted, if you are losing, take a break. Like just sitting there grinding out losses is not the way to go. Like if you really want to compete, like you got to understand that you're not playing at your best right now, that you need to take a seat back and go. And the problem with this is like a lot of people play video games where you can just grind losses and like it is what it is. But
like League.
Yeah, like League. You can sit there and go demote all the way down to freaking Wood 3 and grind yourself back up. Not in this. You got 50 keys. Like every time you sit there and tilt and lose, that's one less key. Like you don't. There's a limit here. So
yeah,
if you start taking losses, go take a break. And like you don't have to take a full day off. Like just go take a breather. Maybe look at different deck lists, analyze what you did or what you're playing against, and come back at it. Don't just sit there and play ADP wrong for 4 hours and lose 25 keys. All right, guys. Let's jump into the leaks that happened last Thursday. We had pretty much the whole set list of battle styles dropped. I think there's like only like 4 cards that are supposedly in the set that aren't leaked yet. Because there's like 60. It's supposed to have 60 cards and only like 54 have got.
Yeah, the set isn't technically out yet, but obviously product always breaks street date and stuff hits the market. So that's what's been happening. That's what we're getting images from.
Yeah, so is there anything from the leaks that stands out to you guys?
I'm
Not really.
rereading through because I don't remember there being something.
Yeah, I'm like, I remember looking at it and there was nothing. One thing I'm really disappointed in is that there was just nothing to like use that Archie card for. Like,
yeah.
There's just like, how do you print that and not give me something? Give me something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess I don't know. They did that with Archies and Blast. There was already something, I guess. Before that.
There's the Loaf Dog Stoutland. That card's kind of cool. I don't think it's very good.
Yeah.
Oh, it take extra?
Yeah, it takes extra.
40 prize, so
yeah.
That's an card.
It is interesting. I think a lot of people are like, oh, we throw that in ADP. I'm like, I don't think ADP really cares, man. I guess it helps with like those cards always help in single prize. It just suppresses single prize decks, like in my opinion.
I don't know. It only does 40 damage. I don't think that's putting much. I guess it's good against Mad Party, but other than Mad Party, I don't think it's doing very much against single prize decks.
What other single prize deck is relevant, dude?
Well,
why do we gotta like fuck up Mad Party more? Like, what is wrong with Mad Party's not even doing well? Why we got
homies hate Mad Party, bro? I'm down for all the Mad Party hate. Reprint Karen. Reprint Karen is an item, please.
Chill.
Chill.
But it's like, I don't know. I just hate that they don't, like, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. You want people playing your VMAX cards, you know? But here's what it is. I think how many secret rares did you say there was in this set?
Like 40 something. It's kind of ridiculous.
Is that something is that something a product of collectors, like making it so popular right now?
No. I think they've had that intention for the last couple of sets anyway. It's been happening. It's just been happening, and with a set this big where so many new cards are being introduced, it adds like a layer of having these like the secret energies, the secret all these full art supporters, the new alternate art style things they're doing with Empoleon and Titar. Like,
yeah,
it's just gonna happen anyway. Like over time, Pokemon has been doing this for like the last like 2.5 like sets or whatever, and it's been kind of like, okay, like it's gonna happen. We just have to kind of like deal with it money wise.
Yeah. But this one seems a little like overdone. Am I wrong? Like it's almost half the set. It's secret rare. Like, is it secret at that point? Like,
that doesn't sound right.
Huh?
I could be
No.
wrong.
It doesn't mean that half the set is secret. It just means that like there's a ton of secret rares. So it's like
yeah. But there's
Because,
like, but you said there's like 60 cards in the set, and like 20 something are secret rares.
it doesn't make the pull rate better because
it doesn't make
Pokemon's
the pull rate.
Yeah. You're just gonna get a lot of the same cards.
Yeah,
You're gonna get
literally.
a lot of the same cards.
If you're opening up, then yeah, you will.
I don't know. It is what it is.
There's one good card that got reprinted. I don't think we talked about this last week. That Level Ball got reprinted.
No, we didn't. It was good.
That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, none of the Pokemon on my ADP deck have less than 90 HP, so that card's not going to go in my deck.
Right,
but
like-
it is a card to at least a good card to see back in the game, even if it doesn't see any play right now.
Right.
Yeah,
I was
it's
thinking,
nice to see it back in rotation now.
I was thinking the same thing. As soon as it got printed, I'm like, man, we just talked about how single prize decks suck, and like, what are we actually going to use this level of ball for?
For Mad Party, that's just
It
all
is.
their Mad Party Pokemon.
It is a buff. There's something else I forgot that had 90 HP that was like worth grabbing with this. I don't remember now.
There's a Chatot, but nobody plays it.
No.
It's also on the coin flip, and it's a non-GX. So you could level ball for that if you wanted extra consistency, I guess. But that's the only card I can think of. I guess Zigzagoon maybe.
Oh, I want to talk about the Kingdra. Did you guys see the Kingdra?
Yeah, like the Infinite EXP share.
The Infinite EXP share. Like, is there any potential in that? Like, I know it's hard. Like, you'd have to get two Kingdras out and the Frostmoth in like one turn for it to even be considered played.
Now with
And
the
you'd
cards
have to
that are-
consistently make Kingdras like every turn. And like, it's just I don't see it being good, but like I think it has potential. I think it would have been great if I could battle or use that stupid Archie card on it.
I think it would be great if it was. I think it would be playable if it was a stage 1, maybe. Probably not, but maybe.
If I could Archie's it, and then if I didn't have to wear candies that thing, I think I had a chance.
You draw 5 cards per turn and then knock out my tag team in the active. No shots.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it's very good.
I think you'd maybe if it was a stage 1, then you could play like a 4/4 and like a 3/3 Frostmoth, and you get out your Frostmoth and you just load all your energy on your one guy, and then you win because it has the broken ability that you can move energy everywhere. But I don't think it's going to be good enough, especially because it's a stage 2 now. It is kind of a cool ability. It's a cool ability.
That's cool. It might maybe expand it, dude. Archie's that thing out with Blastoise and just start smacking people.
Expand is just so
GX,
much faster.
Kingdra GX is like only slightly better, but there is Kingdra GX.
There's Kingdra GX, but it doesn't save your energy, dude. What if you're out of energy superiors, dude? It's fine because you saved that one. Huh?
If it's my attacker, he doesn't save my energy.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
If he's on the bench, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish that those cards would be good. There's so many like things, but like I don't know. We complain about that stuff too much. It is what it is. They're gonna give us whatever, and we gotta do the best that we can do with them. I think Battle Styles. What I think will happen. This is like a bold prediction. I don't think Battle Styles will be good. I don't think those decks will. I think they'll be played because everybody wants to play them. But I think tag teams are just stronger, and tag teams will rule the format until they're gone. And I think Pikarom still beats Urshifu. Like you can print all the fighting Pokemon you want. I think Picarom's still gonna be fine. That's just a hot take on me. I think it'll take a rotation for those cards to be dominant.
I mean, I don't think that they're gonna rotate tag teams because tag teams are just fundamentally better than all of them. I mean, tag teams, they have like an insane GX attack, which is really good, but then also they are just so much more efficient because they're basics. Yep. So I think that respect is right. But I think that the Urshifu maybe can be Pikarom. I mean, the card is pretty good and it's huge. So maybe it doesn't if Eternus doesn't smash Pikarom, but I think it at least has a at least has a chance.
I think it has a chance. I think that like the engines of decks like that are always good. Like we've seen them in Plasma, we've seen them in just that engine's been done, and it's always good. But I think it'll take a rotation for it to be dominant. But again, none of it matters because like we don't have real events. If we had real events, I think it would be a lot more fun to see what people do with it. But we'll see.
I think it's cool that there's a new E-Hammer type card coming back. I think it's more balanced than E-Hammer was. I think E-Hammer was kind of a broken card when it was in format. Just discarding a special energy for an item is insane. Putting it on the bottom is a little bit more fair. But I think that card's interesting. I'm not sure how good it's going to be, but I do think it's kind of a card.
I think it helps with those decks because the two energies that are coming in those decks are very strong.
Yeah,
especially the double energy. Like, you have your double energy, you return that to the like, that is not good for them.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, and that card, I think that card's gonna be played in. Well, I don't know. It's tough. They kind of crushed control decks in standard with getting rid of Bryson, man, and then.
I don't think control needs Bryson Min. I don't think it has very much relevance on whether control is good. It just it does definitely impacts mill, but I don't think it impacts control. I just don't think people enjoy playing control, like Excadrill control. That deck could be played. It does lose to ADP, but other than ADP, you can beat everything else.
It's a lot of work to do what any other deck could do is the problem.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work and effort. First of all, you have to know how to play the deck well, and then because you're a control deck, if you get off to a bad opening hand, then you can't really come back, which some other decks can do well. So I do think the deck is not that bad right now. You can play it. It has a lot of very good matchups, but it's just not played.
Yeah.
So maybe this makes it a little. I don't think it impacts the current state of control because this control has to just hand lock because it doesn't have a lot of great tools, but it could be good for it.
Yeah, I think it kind of sucks that there's no like impactful supporters coming out of this set, which like I think as
the closest one's Cheryl. I think Cheryl is the only one I can see being semi decent.
Is that the one
Heal
that
your Evo.
heals everything? Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying. I think that one is the only one that's like has potential.
Playable.
Yeah.
I think it's just sad to be honest because like
there was a lot of ones I had a lot of high hopes for that just aren't going to be doing anything.
Especially when you make a set called like Battle Styles. It sounds like fighting. You throw like Urshifu out there with fighting energies and stuff, and you're like, oh, here's Karina. I don't do anything. Like, come on, man. But
commercial.
Yep. But I mean, the full art's gonna be worth like $50 right off the bat. So
probably,
yeah. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna try to pick up as many full arts as I can at low prices because they seem to just skyrocket right now.
They always will.
Yeah. We can talk. Let's talk this VGC thing. We had VGC players. See, I'm not huge in VGC, so like I know Wolf.
I know all of these players are incredibly accomplished. Some are casters, some are players, but like they're all content.
Are they accomplished players? That's what. Because
they
picked only streamers from Pokemon, which is I think a lot of people's gripe with the event was that a lot of the Pokemon players aren't very well known. They don't have very many accomplishments. But that was because they were chosen based on if they were streamers. Because Pedro wanted someone to be able to stream it, and then the VGC side, he just took the top players as much as he could.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, because I was gonna say, I'm like, are they just streamers in VGC, or are they? Because I know the TCG was mostly content creators / streamers, so that makes it more interesting. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it should be spicy. Group draw happened. It looks like it should be good. Isaiah, are you confident about your boy?
Oh yeah, I'm very confident. I think he's gonna smash his competition. He's exceeded my expectations for what anyone that I just taught the TCG could do. So I'm confident that he'll at least make it through the group stage, and I have high hopes for him heading into the second part as well. So we'll see how it goes.
So explain how it's working because you're involved. How long have you guys been working with these VGC players?
About a month. So we knew who our partners were sometime in December, and then we could start coaching on the 1st. So me and Marcus, we did a few sessions at the beginning, and then we've kind of done them more intermittently throughout, but he's really been great. We've been talking a lot. He's done a ton of research. He's like been looking at tournaments on Limitless Online every week, stuff like that. So he's been a lot more involved than I expected him to be. And I'm excited to watch it this weekend. But how it works, I believe, is that it's a round robin. The 3 players, or you play the 3 other players. The top 2 advance, and then the next one is just a single elimination bracket stage.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like group stage into.
Yeah, there's a lot of obviously it favors these VGC players who have played TCG prior, people like Aaron, Wolfie. I don't think your VGC accomplishments matter whatsoever coming into this. It comes down to the players who have already played TCG at least once or twice, because they can pick up on the basics much quicker. Like, some of that knowledge doesn't just go away. Like, once you've brushed up on it a little bit, you can kind of understand what things are where you've been already. So for people like Wolfie, for people like Edu, like these players who've already played TCG, Yuri, like they can pick it up quicker. But it seems like a lot of these VGC players are all top of the ladder. Like, they know what they're doing. So I don't expect it's very difficult for any of them to pick up what they're doing. Like, I was talking to Nico, and he was telling me that Fevzi's been picking up stuff very quickly, and he's like been very impressed. So I think it's the consensus across the board that a lot of the VGC players are picking up the game much quicker. And I mean, to their credit as well, the format is not as crazy right now. So these like decks are not incredibly hard to teach. It's just like the minor thing. And from what I understand, Isaiah, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know the actual rule. I'm not a part of the event. Is that once per game, the VGC players have a call a friend kind of thing where they can call their TCG coach in to help them for a turn. And that's it. So, like, for example, like for ADP, the most important turn is going to be turn 2 in like an ADP mirror, for example. So you probably want to call your TCG coach in. So Isaiah's probably going to want to talk to Marcus and tell him like what turn and what matchup would be the best situation to call him in.
That's good. I was going to ask the same question. I'm like, are you playing with them, or are they on
solo?
No,
they're on their own.
You coach them, but then they have the solo autonomy for what they're playing. They have the one turn they can call in to discuss the game, but other than that, it's just only them. Sure.
And how are you viewing these matches? Are you streaming all of his matches?
Yeah, he's gonna well, we're both streaming, but he's gonna screen share on Discord, and then I'm gonna stream Discord so that I can see from his view, because I won't actually be playing.
You're watching his game on your stream, and he's streaming as well.
Yeah, so I'm commenting on his game.
Should be an interesting day Saturday to watch. So if you guys need something to watch while you're playing GG Tour, throw that on in the background.
Down below are like all the TCG streams already.
I'll definitely be watching. It seems like a very interesting concept. So it should be cool. Should be fun.
How many players have never played TCG? Do we know that number?
We don't. Yeah, I assume it comes. Huh?
I was gonna say I expect it's a little bit low that they've never played.
Yeah.
Because
but
competitively,
competitively,
I would say like close to like probably not. Like even the casters, for example, like I know a lot of them. Like Puka likes to drag people into his cubes and stuff.
Okay.
So like at the very least, I expect them to have some TCG knowledge. Like, and also like I'm sure they've seen each other's like promotional tapes and stuff like that as you're like in the scene, right? Like you're not gonna just not see that kind of stuff. So I assume that like in some capacity, every single player has seen TCG, or knows the mechanics of some parts of TCG at the very least. Like I'm sure they know what Dedenne does, or like they've seen what Crobat does, or like just the complaints of ADP. Like for example, like how we would know on our side, like why a lot of VGC players were complaining about Incineroar for a very long time, or like something like they know, huh?
We know you don't know.
Yeah, you don't pay any attention.
You know, you're in TCG world. And that's where you belong, brother. You're out here trying to represent. You give this podcast credit, so just keep doing your thing, all right?
Yeah. We're gonna be rooting for Isaiah and Marcus, because that's our Faded Town representative there.
But I was gonna say I thought it would be really cool if we found like who's the biggest underdog in the tournament, and like,
it'd be tough. It'd be tough to do just because like. I mean, I'm sure, like, pinpoint-wise, any of the VGC casters is probably the underdog, besides Aaron. Like, just off of, like, initial reaction, like, gut reaction.
Okay.
Like, off of gut check.
There's a lot of people that don't play the game, are scared to start playing. And it'd be cool to see someone who got a little coaching, never played the game, got a little coaching, and found success. Like, it'd be fun to watch.
In turn, that would make it so people like Bradner and these other TCG content creators like Celios, Mello, like these guys get a little more traction on their streams because I'm very confident that when they're streaming their games, it's like a very realistic scenario as to what like them actually coaching would be, or like their train of thoughts. Because I've watched Isaiah stream sometimes. I used to be the same when I streamed more frequently, so like I understand. And so like if a newer player wants to watch, this would be a great avenue for them to come in and get that like firsthand experience, especially if someone like that wants to potentially transition from VGC to TCG or the other way around, vice versa. Like I know during quarantine, a lot of people have been like in flux between games just because you don't need to be like, I don't know, you don't need to be. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's dope. I think it's a cool opportunity for everyone. I actually think like it's good to see, like if you decide you ever want coaching, you can watch all these streams and see like these players who coach. And
their styles, yeah.
Yeah, their styles. I think there's I don't know how many coach regular. I know Bradner coaches, Celio, I think coaches. Yes. Azul does, Tord does, I believe, maybe. I don't know. But there's a handful of people that coach, so you can see their styles, and if you do want coaching, it's like these guys are good. You'll see. Because these VGC players don't play. So it's like, they're probably as good as you, all right? You're watching this, you suck. We all suck. And now they're good because they got some coaching. We'll see what happens here, okay? It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not much other news. We had Pokemon Snap. I might just hang up all cards and and just become a photographer at this point. Which, I think a lot of people will be happy for because, like, when you're dominating the format as much as I have, like, people will just be happy to see me walk away and find my real passion in Pokemon photography. So, to be honest, this might kick off my streaming career. I might just stream Pokemon Snap for like ever with my like one viewer. I don't care, dude. Pokemon Snap was like people don't understand. Pokemon Snap was like an entity to me. Like, my family literally would sit around the TV and play Pokemon Snap for like days. Like, it was competing on like who got the best picture. My dad would get like a Snorlax and beat me by like 1 point, and like I'm fucking 12, and he would shit talk me so hard. Like, I got you. Look at this. I'm like, you beat it by a point, Dad. 1 more point than you, boy. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And like, it became like such a fun thing. Like, my uncle would come from out of town and be like, what are you guys doing? By the end of his week trip, he's sitting on the couch playing Pokemon Snap the whole fucking trip. He's like, I came to Vegas to gamble. I played Pokemon Snap the whole time. It's like, that's just how freaking cool the game was. Like, and there was like zero, like, people are like, it's only gonna be like 12 hours of content. I'm like, the original Pokemon Snap only had like 50 Pokemon in it, and that shit was dope. And like,
yeah, it's what you make the most of it. Like, make the most of the game, in my opinion.
And
sure.
Dude, I don't know if did you guys see the fucking leaked screenshots of the game?
Oh yeah, I have. I already pre-ordered the game.
Oh my god,
I'm super excited for it. It looks beautiful.
It looks so good. Like, Lugia looks so good, dude. I was like,
my favorite meme from everything has been that they're like, oh man, why didn't Sword and Shield have these graphics?
Hey, dude, photography is an art, all right? And we gotta make it look the best. Dude,
yeah, no, I'm excited for it. It should be cool.
I'm super excited. I hope there's like a online version where you can like share pictures and shit. But you never know. Pokemon's online is like fucking dial up, so
I'm sure there'll be like a website or something, or like a hashtag or something they dedicate towards it specifically, so you can like share stuff.
Fire, dude.
Twitter's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be fire. Oh my god, yeah. I cannot wait. April's gonna be a good time, guys. This week on Faded Town. Fuck standard. Did you see
We're sharing our Pokemon Snap picture.
Did you see this Pikachu that I got, dude? How did you even get that? I don't know. I think it's gonna be fun. I hope it's the same
April
way.
30th, I believe, is the release date. So pre-orders are up. So if you guys want to just avoid all the hassle and just put your $60 down now, you guys can get it out of the way. I did just because I
It's probably
know that I'll
smart.
probably end up forgetting, and the store will probably be crazy the day of.
Sold out. Everything
No, I'm
sells
just
out
saying
in a
like
second too.
just like the store, like because the online, sorry, like the online
Oh yeah,
store will
you can
probably be like
online.
flooded. Yeah.
And then
Uh,
download. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, like the download stuff will take too long, but if you pre-order, it'll let you pre-download any game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm shooting to do.
Smart. See, you get the rules always here with the smart plays, dude. He told us last week how to sign up for the Players Cup and make sure we get.
Yeah, I mean,
this is why
it's like a weird way. There's been people like I'm like so my TikTok has been kind of blowing up a little bit recently, and a lot of people have been commenting and like actually like genuinely asking questions like, how do I sign up for Players Cup 3? Like, where are my keys? Like, these are like legitimate questions that like I didn't expect to get on like a platform that is so catered towards people that are non-competitive.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of cool to see all that as well, and like so I know people are like Players Cup 3 is being talked about, like the Reddit Discord that I'm a part of has also been discussing it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I think a lot of people are getting more into the game, and
Yeah.
that's all that I think every player wants. I don't think there's any player that's like, we need less numbers at our tournaments.
Yeah. I mean, well, you see what happens with less numbers, right? This past season, we saw VGC at like an all-time low of numbers, and like, I think they were like, if you got like top 8 or something, you got like a handshake, and they sent you on your merry way. Like, I remember I was looking at some VGC players' earnings, because like me and Nico were talking about like some of the players in the tournament for the TCG VGC thing, and I was like, yeah, this guy like got second at regionals and got like $400.
God, that's horrible. That's
crazy.
Insane. I don't know.
Like until
I've
Sword
never
and Shield, it's
understood
not
that
like
though. It's crazy because like,
well, the logic behind stuff like Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, or whatever is like, why am I paying for entry fee? This is not coming from me. This is coming from like people I've heard on Twitter. But like, why would I pay an entry fee that is greater than what I am paying for this game that I bought for like, I don't know, like for players who don't really take competitive that seriously. So like every tournament became like an icy level of like competition because all the players that were left were like these top caliber players that actually took the game seriously.
yeah.
So it's kind of cool to like that happened, but like at the same time, it's like that kind of gets old fast.
Yeah, and it's just like you're grinding at that type of level to get nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Which is annoying.
I mean, they still get stipends and stuff. That's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder why the video game isn't so popular. Like, because I started out.
It'll start. I mean, Sword and Shield was popping, and so like
Yeah.
I think they were on a good track to like blow up with Sword and Shield, but Corona.
Yeah.
I think it's too hard to be good at the VGC. I think that's why it's not popular because I think that the people who play the Pokemon video games, I mean, a very high percentage of the population plays Pokemon video games, right? People just like playing Pokemon video games. But it's so hard to transition from playing the video games to being an actual VGC player. It's so hard to get the teams. You have to, get Pokemon a certain stats.
I think rental. This might be wrong, but like rentals might not be allowed when you actually play competition.
Yeah, you can't like rent someone's Pokemon, like Rahul said. So
No.
you have to actually put in all the work to get your Pokemon. And
For Players Cup and stuff, you're allowed to use rentals and stuff, I believe. So like you can just go to like Aaron Zeng's video and like just copy paste his code and play it.
Okay.
But it's a lot harder than Pokemon where you can copy a good list and play that list, right? You have to all you have to do is buy the deck and then
TCG has made it exceedingly easier to make acquire cards and pieces.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Easier.
I think I had Sam Chen on like years ago or something, and he talked about how Pokemon needs to make it way more streamlined. Like, I need to be able to just pick my Pokemon, and then the game would be a lot more popular. I think a lot of people are overwhelmed by what goes into a VGC team. So, I don't know. I think you really have to want to play to do that. Where TCG is like 97,000 different lists. This one did well. Copy paste. Here's 5 videos on how to play the deck on 5 different channels, and there you go. You're good to go. I bet you VGC's kind of like that though, to be honest. But you'd have to breed Pokemon. I don't know. I guess that's not horrible. I've done a lot of breeding. Like I I can breed Pokemon very well. I've never played competitively though, which is kind of weird. I don't know why I haven't. I think I just sucked. I just sucked. Like making those decisions. I think I'm very
It's a lot of
predictable.
predictions. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm
Like
very predictable.
watching Wolfie play Players Cup 3 or
Yeah.
Players Cup 2 finals or whatever. There was like I think it was like an hour long BO1 or some shit where he like just kept switching in and out and in and out, and I was like, damn dude, I don't understand what's happening, but like it seems like a gigantic mind game.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. My shit gets. I'm so obvious what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I get ran over. I'm like,
It's also like way different from online to in person too, because like in person you're literally across the table from this person. You have to like look them dead set in the eye and like try to like debate them. Yeah,
debate
yeah.
them. That's so weird. Cause like, I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of games like that. Even like Pokemon TCG, you have certain text in your deck that you know, but it's not as like every turn. You know, there's like one turn where like, oh, I debated you into doing this because I had this tech. It's like
TCG
one
you
time.
can get in people's heads, but like
Yeah.
there's people who have good poker face and people who don't. Like,
Mhm.
I'd like to think I'm on the side that has a better poker face,
Yeah,
but
you got me
uh,
when we played. You had the judge in your hand when I played Surge.
oh yeah, I've done that
Yeah.
shit, dude. I mean, like for example, I have people like John Eng's number who like can't read me no matter what I do, and like last year I played against Rowan Stavenall when he was playing Control, and he should have beaten like it's like a 100-0 matchup against Beast, and like I like he had like the stamp block too, and like I saw my one card off, and I just like looked at him and I like grinned real big, and he like took a second, he's like fuck it, second stamp or something, and he like couldn't figure it out. And he like stamped me back. I had like a 3-card deck, so I had like it was a 1 in 3 that I get back into the Guzma, and I just got the Guzma again. And he was like, "Did you have it before?" I'm like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but I think it's fun. It's fun, and I mean you got me pretty good, because I thought we had the same 60.
We were like 1 card off, yeah.
Yeah, you had Judge. I didn't have Judge. That's it.
Correct, yeah. Because me and Beyond put that in
Dude,
last
like
night.
in my thing, I'm looking. I'm like, oh, this is over. Like I'm gonna play the Surge. I get these cards. There's nothing you can do. Like, and then literally I pass. He goes Judge, and I'm like, Scoop.
He like didn't see that one coming.
No, I don't know, super bad. That just tells you I'm just not I wasn't in the loop, dude. Where are you guys with the judge calls? Come on,
Bro, that loop was just me and Keon like
we
late at
didn't hang
night.
out or anything.
Yeah.
I think I got coaching from Russell that tournament.
Which one?
The one Keon won.
Yeah, the one Keon won with Green's Reshi. Which, like in my opinion, Keon and Russell were pretty close back then. So Russ, where were you on that? Where were you on the judge call?
We were like 3 cards off at the end of the night, and I think it was like 3 cards that Keon and I decided like very, very last minute.
Yeah.
Like I think it was like one of the cards was like Hood that you didn't have either.
No, I had Hood.
Hood. Oh, you had Hood. Yeah, you got the Hood memo, but like I told Keon I wasn't gonna play like the list without Hood, and like that was like because like in a good testing group, like what in the Azul interview, like what you talked about, like you kind of argue each other into a card or like a deck.
Yeah.
So like that was one of those situations where like we argued ourselves into Hood because I knew based on how many people on the West Coast like playing Stall and stuff like that Vileplume would be big that weekend.
Yeah.
Like I had like a feeling that Vileplume would be super big that weekend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You like crushed my winning in odds. All right. Thanks, Steve. Dude,
I mean, I
was super
lost
tilted because like I sat down against you and one of my sleeves ripped and I had to go find a sleeve. I made it back before the round started, but that shit was annoying because I usually have sleeves with me, but I didn't have sleeves at that time. So I was like,
yeah, I'm just cursed.
I'm playing against fucking Rule. I broke a fucking sleeve. Now and then we flip over cards. I'm like, oh, we're playing the same 60. I'm like, oh, great. So this is like Pierre, who's the better player at this point? And then you judge me. I'm like, oh, just fucking shoot me at this point. Oh, this is stupid.
I mean, I literally sat there and let you build your turn hand for like 4 turns. Yes. And I was like, all right, he's fucked.
I was fine. I played all my cards. That one turn, I played all my cards into my hand, and you literally just judge it all away. And I'm like, oh, well, that was fucking stupid.
You were like, that happened.
Yep, move on with our lives. And like, my whole deck was dependent on not getting judged at that point because I had no like out to that. So that became a trend that tournament. Oh, but other than that, I think we covered Player Cup 3. You guys know what you guys need to do for that. I always leave the resources down below. Tune in to the coaching stuff this weekend. I think either way
should be cool.
If you don't like it, you can learn from it. It's there's always stuff to learn from watching people be coached. So definitely do that. Play expanded. People just play expanded. It's fun. Like I don't know. No, I don't think a lot of people are playing expanded. I want more people playing. I know it's irrelevant and it's probably bad advice to play expanded right now because Player Cup 3 is around the corner. But I don't know. It's fun.
I think Limitless this week is standard, like no ADP.
Yeah, that's they should do. I think if you're gonna ban ADP, just do standard tournaments all the fucking time at this point, just to get like a better view on how effective the ADP ban was.
Sure.
Because even I think it was Xander who posted like ADP ban did nothing. And everybody got all mad about it or something.
Xander been talking a lot on Twitter recently.
Yeah, Xander's on a Twitter. We might have to have Xander on because
I know what he's been tweeting about, but Xander been on Twitter tear recently.
yeah, he's been a Twitter tear. So you guys might want to go follow Xander. Guy's got a mouth, all right. And
he do got a mouth.
He got a mouth. He was streaming too. He was streaming.
He streamed with like
Dawn
2015.
No. After that, he did Dawnfed Spear Tube deck. What do you guys think about that? I was watching him play it. It looked pretty good. It didn't look bad at all.
It's pretty bad. I played it a lot because I talked with him a lot about the list, and so I played it on stream a few days. But it's not very good. I mean, it can win, but it's a very cool deck. But it's not amazing.
It's not good.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't recommend it. Okay. If you got this far, now you know not to play that deck. I was supposed to have Tablemon on one day, but he's doing this fucking VGC thing, and then I watch the UFC fights on Saturday night, so I'm booked that night. So I don't know. We're gonna try to figure it out. If not, we might not have a 1-on-1 this week. So, but we'll always have the breakdown no matter what. So we'll see what happens with that. Other than that, go use our fucking coupon code at GG Tour. All right, play this.
Gotta do that, please.
Yeah. Our code's just better than everyone's. You get a better discount. I promise.
Yep.
I might not. It might not be true. What I said right there might not be true, but it might be. So, is it worth the risk? Is it worth the risk using someone else's code? I don't know.
Yeah, facts.
I don't know. I don't think so, guys. So, use our code.
Facts.
We just lost our sponsor. We're just making up stuff.
Oops.
Oops. Oh, man. He's like, dude, you can't say that your code's better than everyone. Why not? I think you can. I think I did. I think it's fine.
Yep.
Links down below for that. Yeah, and get ready for Player Cup. And I'm going to beat you all with Decidueye again.
So true.
But for now, guys, we're going to scoop it up.